Guys, those that are tuning in live, those that are watching later, we're here today to talk about how a $2 tennis ball can help with knee pain. But before we get into the exercises that we're going to do with the tennis ball, I'm going to talk about where they come from and show you the piece that I use that's part of the Classical Pilates system and where the exercises have been pulled from using the tennis ball. So this here is called the foot corrector. And like a lot of Pilates equipment, it looks pretty archaic and a little bit unusual. And you can see there's springs on it and there's a blade for your foot to place it on there. And basically we use this in the Classical Pilates system often towards the end. I sometimes use it in the beginning before people even get on the reformer for footwork. And it's indicated, it's great for ankles, great for hips, but the number one thing I was taught it's great for is knees. And so some of you that are watching this know I've used this and it works so well. I have one lady that actually bought herself one. She was so wowed by the results that she got from Foot Dude. So I call him Foot Dude. It is called the Foot Corrector, but you know, Foot Dude just sounds so much more friendly than Foot Corrector. So I'm going to show you, we're going to go into firstly how the exercises, how we do it on the Foot Corrector, then how we substitute, because most of you are not going to be buying your own Foot Corrector. However, you can most certainly get one. Mine is from Legacy Apparatus in Turkey. However, if you don't want to buy a Foot Corrector, you can use a tennis ball. Slightly different resistance. It's not going to be as hardcore as the Foot Corrector, but you are still going to get some results using a tennis ball. Okay, $2 tennis ball, a couple of $100 Foot Corrector. All right, so I'm going to go into the exercises first using the Foot Corrector. So I set this up so that you guys can see, have it this way. And a lot of what's going to be important using the Foot Corrector as well as the tennis ball is your alignment. So on the Foot Corrector, you place your heel right at the end of the frame here and you wrap your forefoot over the blade. So you want to make sure that your foot is equally pressing onto the blade here. Big toe, little toe, and you're really spreading your forefoot out across the toes. Your knee. This is important. People, this is where we look at the alignment. You don't want the knee to be rolling inwards too much or rolling outwards. You want it to be tracking with your middle toes, ankle in line. You look for rolling in or out. Then your hips. You want your hips to be square, like they got laser beams on them pointing forward. And I like to really think of the supporting leg. Like a lot of things in Pilates, what is being still, what is holding you, is often what's working more than what's moving. So I'm really pushing through my back heel, my butt is engaged, your waistline is drawing in. You hold the position here, and then you're going to press down into the blade here, resisting the springs and release. And it's pretty heavy. Like some folks can push it right down. I can't do that. But my stomach is drawing in, I'm pressing down, I'm working the muscles under my feet, and I'm working the muscles around my hips. And you press down, waist draws in, working the muscles around the supporting leg. And you press, and you keep going. I like to do about 10. Watching that when you're doing it, you're not bouncing forward and back. You're pressing into the big toe, little toe, keeping the knee tracking through the middle toes, and press, working the back of this leg too. So we do about 10 with the forefoot, and we're going to do the same thing with the tennis ball. Then I can really feel the arch of my foot working. Now from there, I step forward a little bit. I'm going to slide the middle of my foot onto the Foot Corrector. And this is normally quite a tender spot for a few people, and this is good because it's going to open up fascia underneath the foot. I'm really working my inner thigh on the supporting leg to keep the hips square. And you push down, release, press, working my butt with the leg that's on the Foot Corrector. And again, you do 5. Keeping the hips square, Keeping the knee in line with the middle toes, working the backs of the legs. Everything is working here, not just the leg that is pressing or the foot that is pressing down and up. Good, you do about 10 of those. Then you turn this guy around. And now we're going to be pressing down through the heel. So it's good to work your foot and your ankle. Spreading your big toe, little toe wide as you can. Same thing, make sure everything's square. Watch the knees and rolling in or out too much. Knee tracking the toes. Press through your heel. And now with this one, I really feel where my sit bone area is on my right. So my right foot is the one on the foot corrector right now. And I'm really pressing through my left foot to anchor me. And of course, the other cue we always use with our Pilates is grow tall. You're lifting out of the hips. And you press down, release. Press down, release. Press down, release. So that's how we use the foot corrector. And then there's a massage that we do too. I'll show you the massage quick because you can do that with the ball as well. Place your heel, wrap your toes, wrap the forefoot, equal in and out. Draw the waistline in and you slide, watching. Often I'm sitting down in front here and I can see where the weight is pressing. You want to keep it even as possible. And then you slide back. This is often where we find, some tender spots. So you get a bit of reflexology in your Pilates session too. We use this guy a lot in private sessions. And pulling back. And I'm actually really working my supporting leg. And I'm really rolling off to the side here. I'll do one more. Then we're going to get the ball out. And I'm going to show you how you can do some of these using the tennis ball. So keeping your knee, tracking. And when we tend to have alignment issues, that's not that easy. And folks often talk about how they can feel various muscles in the lower leg all the way up the hip, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so I'm going to put foot dude away, get the ball. This is how you can substitute a ball for foot dude. Or foot dude for a ball, whatever way around it goes. Okay, so the resistance is not going to be the same. Obviously, it's a tennis ball that's got springs and a metal plate. But you are going to get some connection, plus just standing in this position, in a lunge position, squaring up the hips, anchoring your back leg, and making sure that your knee is tracking over your middle toe, in the middle of the foot there. That in itself is going to be good for your knee and good for your hips. So holding it, and we do exactly what we did on the foot corrector, but you push into the ball and release. And you press down, pressing equally inside, outside, release. And you do about 10. Release. And when you release, really push through the heel, press it through the floor, lifting the foot up a little bit. Press. Good. And I can feel my hips working here. My left leg is really anchored. Then to do the middle, I find it's harder to release on the ball. You may find some sore spots here, but this is how I do it on using the ball. You just push down and release from the top, pushing through the heel. Press. I can see my right knee wants to go in a little bit there. So I'm pressing my knee out, pushing my big toe in, watching that alignment. And you may find some tender spots here. I can feel it's a little bit tender on the inside of my right. So you want to do about 10 here. So what I'm starting to really feel, which is good, muscles on my outer right hip working here, as well as muscles on the side of my lower leg. All important for your knee. Then from there, bring the ball underneath your heel, lunging forward into it again, hips square, left leg back, push down into the ball, pull your stomach in to anchor your body. So we're not bouncing. You want to keep stable, press, working your butt, the hips on the right. And again, you want to do 10 of these. I know these may not look that exciting, but believe me, they're effective. My ball is busy sliding away. So 10 of those. Then if you want a massage, same thing. Bring the ball underneath the forefoot, press and just slide. And if you find some really sore points, stay there and roll it back. And sliding, find a sore point, hang out there, check your alignment. And back. It doesn't quite roll as well as I'd like it to. You could use a harder ball if you have one. If you're really feeling brave, try a golf ball, but I mean that would be very hard. And back. So that's it, just 10. Under the forefoot first, the front, then the middle, then your heel. Make sure your hips are squared up, so we don't want to be twisted to one side. You don't want the hip to be sticking out to one side. Watch your knee. So I'm facing the camera now. This is what tends to happen. Knees can roll in, they can roll out. Check. Watch your foot. They tend to roll in, roll out. Keep the alignment. Keep everything square. Reach through your back leg. Squeeze and press down, release. Press down, release. And you should feel muscles from your foot all the way up. So give it a go. Let me know how you go with it. And have you used a foot corrector before? And did you get great results from using the foot corrector? Okay, guys, thank you. And now I always never know where you stop these darn things. Every time.